Morning, folks. Welcome to an OCC Queensland Daily Weather App today, the 8th of March 2023. My name's Chris Nitzo. This update brought to you by TownsvilleSheds.com. Check them out if you're in the market for a shed-safe accredited shed. And don't forget, everything that we cover here is just the tip of the iceberg of what we actually cover. Head over to join.ozcyclonechasers.com.au if you'd like to support our work and check out what we actually cover in our weather forecast. All right, we've got a low pressure system located over northwest Queensland, creating some squally, gusty showers here around that southwestern Cape Gulf coastline, but more importantly, it's creating widespread heavy rainfall around northwest Queensland. Some record-breaking rainfall there at Century Mine site up here to the northwest of Mount Isa, with falls in excess of 300 millimetres recorded, and radar-derived rain estimates suggesting widespread falls of in excess of 100 millimetres across northwest Queensland. In northeast Queensland, we see this continuation of shower activity around that Townsville coastline and through many areas of far north Queensland yesterday as well. We had some very heavy falls between Cairns and Innisfail. Falls up to 200 millimetres were recorded in isolated pockets of this section of coastline. We're seeing some showers increasing around the Mackay with Sundays area. We're also seeing a lot of the heavy rainfall here spreading out and becoming light rain and being pushed southeastwards by upper level winds further southwards in Queensland. So we got a lot of light patchy rain further south. All right, let's have a quick look at a couple of Bureau meteorology charts here. We've got a severe weather warning out for the Gulf Country, northwest Queensland, parts of the northern Goldfields, upper Flinders, and parts of the central west district. The expectation of heavy rainfall with totals up to about 200 millimetres over 24 hours is expected, and 6-hourly totals between 80 and 110 mils are also expected. And those little squally showers and rain bands and storms that we just saw around the southwestern parts of the Cape, just be aware that they could also be present in this region as well, and the Bureau would of course issue a separate severe thunderstorm warning if required for any of that stuff. 24 hours till 9 o'clock this morning, quite clearly the main area of conversation needs to be northwest Queensland. We can see here 313 at the Century Mine site, 255 at Riversley, and generally falls in excess of 100 millimetres over wide areas of northwest Queensland. Even Mount Isa starting to get in on some of that action, particularly in the last few hours. Townsville district saw some really good falls, in excess of 50 millimetres in a couple of suburbs of Townsville, and we had those really big falls, as I mentioned, between Cairns and Innisfail, with falls up to 200 millimetres recorded in pockets of this section of coastline. Over the last 24 hours, we've actually seen something major happen across Queensland. We've actually seen a mid-level ridge break down across the inland parts of the state, which means that we're allowing some deep moisture transportation further southwards through the state. And the expectation over the next 24 to 48 hours is that some of this rainfall will be able to spread further south into southern and central inland Queensland, not just into northwest Queensland. And the good news for northwest Queensland is after today and the first half of tomorrow, we are seeing a gradual, slow decline in rainfall, but there's still plenty to come for today and tomorrow for this part of the world. Right, through the day, this low pressure system is expected to drift eastwards into the far southeastern Gulf or the far southeastern Gulf coastline. You can see the system is maintaining some level of intensity with some strong winds associated with squally showers and thunderstorms. Wind gusts up around 30 to 40 knots potentially on that northern side as well. Now, the system does start to break down tomorrow across that southeastern Gulf coastline or adjacent inland area, and that's great news from a rainfall perspective up here because we will start to slowly decline the rainfall intensities. On top of that, the monsoon breaks down the next couple of days as well. So you can see today lots of shower activity on the northeast Queensland coastline, lots of showers, maybe even isolated thunderstorms across the northern interior. Of course, lots of heavy rainfall over widespread areas across northwest Queensland. Quite a few showers and storms coming into the Cape as well. The monsoon continues to crank today, and you can see some isolated convection further southwards through southern Queensland as well. You'll also notice a little bit of central Queensland shower activity developing through the afternoon. So there's a lot going on today across much of the state, as you can see on your chart here. There's also potentially some isolated showers that develop here that could be quite heavy close to the coastline around the Wide Bay or around the Capricornia. A little bit more isolated. My model's not too on board with that scenario, but I do see some potential there. As we progress into this evening and tonight, you can see our low pressure system tracking eastwards, resulting in lots of moderate to heavy rainfall right around inland Queensland throughout the nighttime hours, and extending quite a bit of that rain down into central inland Queensland. New showers continue to build up across northeast Queensland Queensland overnight, early in the morning tomorrow. You can see some nice little squally showers coming through the Townsville district there in the morning. As we progress through into tomorrow, we can see that rainfall starting to really spread southward. So you'll notice increasing rainfall down here around the Sunshine Coast, Fraser Coast, Wide Bay, Capricornia region. And you will notice, there we go, you will notice just a slight decrease in the intensity of the rainfall around northwest Queensland as we begin to push through tomorrow. Maybe not necessarily early in the day, but later in the day. Storm activity, rain activity becomes a little bit more isolated tomorrow compared to today, which is great news. Rainfall between now and when we speak again, we can see once again big falls around northwest Queensland. We can see those falls gradually shifting a touch further eastwards as the day goes on. But remember, as the low pushes eastwards, we are expecting to see the low beginning to weaken tomorrow. The expectation of widespread showers and thunderstorms across the Cape and widespread showers and possible thunderstorms across northeast Queensland with lots of showers coming in on a northeasterly flow and a little bit of squeezing in that north to northeasterly flow through this section too. In between these areas, we can see quite a bit of shower and storm activity, but it's all very hit and miss activity through the inland areas through here. But the stuff out here, you're not going to get missed. You're going to get whacked pretty hard. And as I mentioned, just the model might be just slightly underestimating some shower activity that could potentially pop up in that region in there. Don't forget, many more details in our subscription service. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. Take care if you're out here with all this big, heavy rain. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel.